All right, artists. So today we're going to take our self-portraits that we drew and we're going to color them in. We talked about making an expression or an emotion to go with our self-portrait. Also, color can express those emotions. So when you guys think about the emotion you want or the expression you want on your self-portrait, choose colors that might go with those. Yellow is more mellow. Red could be aggravated or agitated, maybe even angry. Blue is kind of, sad or melancholy. Purple could be happy. Anyway, color, it's personal, so you guys can pick different colors. So how we're going to get started today is I like to actually take a black crayon and just kind of darken in some of my lines, especially my eyes and the features of my face, because we're going to use pastels to color these in. And sometimes when beginning artists do that, you tend to cover over those details. And so I'm just going to use my black crayon to make it so that I can really see where my shapes are. Plus, this makes it a little bit easier for me to color in. It's kind of like a coloring book now because I've outlined it. And it is an easy way for me to erase lines that I don't need. Like when I drew my head, I drew the circle of my head, but my hair goes over that. So I want to make sure I erase that pencil line. You do not have to outline it with the black crayon. That is totally artistic choice. I'm just saying I like to do it. So once I have that done, now I can erase those pencil lines if I choose to. Be careful not to erase the black crayon. It tends to smear. All right, now I'm ready to start adding color. Here's what I want you guys to do when you're doing color. Please remember those raised surfaces of our face, our forehead, our nose, and our chin. They're up a little bit higher. Those are going to be a lighter value. Underneath the eyes and the cheeks, underneath our chin, our neck, darker values. So once you pick the color that you want for your skin, you guys are either going to use the chalk pastels or oil pastels. You have experience using the oil pastels. You can use the fluorescent ones or the regular ones. Remember, they slide open like this. And what you're going to do is pick that color. So I'm going to use purple. I really like purple So if I was going to use the fluorescent pastels, I might pick the purple and colors in the purple color family. Pink and maybe blue. Those will give me different values if I choose colors in a color family. I think for this drawing, I want to use chalk pastels. I think it's actually easier to use chalk pastels because they're easier to blend. So again, if I'm doing purple, I'm going to choose a darker value of purple, a lighter value of purple, and then I think for this I'm going to use the light value of blue as opposed to red. So my light value, my medium value, my dark value. My dark value is going to go around my eyes, my nose, underneath my neck. So I'm going to take my lightest value and I'm going to lay in that light value on those raised areas of my face, the higher areas of my face, which is our forehead, our nose, and our chin. Okay. Then I'll take the medium value and I'm going to put some medium value right along inside my eye, underneath, around here. I'm not going to do any blending yet. I'm going to have a little bit of the medium value up here by my hairline. I'm not coloring in my eyes or my eyebrows. Not with the chalk pastels. I might use markers or crayons for that because they're small and I want the detail to show. Now I'm going to take that darker value and I'm going to do the darker side here. Maybe a little bit under my eye where my eyelid would be. I'm just using the corner of the pastel and then underneath my neck. On the side of my face, underneath my eye. Okay, once I get that color laid in, I will blend it. So I'm going to put some of the medium value here on my neck. Okay, now I'm going to rub my fingers just to make sure it's clean. I'm going to take one finger and just carefully blend right along the line. Remember, we talked about not using your whole hand. You don't want to smear the whole thing. That's not going to work. I want to just blend the edge where I put the pastel. I want to leave that light blue, so I'm not going to blend that edge. But see how I work? My fingers get dirty, so I just kind of keep wiping it in my hand to clean my finger, and then carefully come along here and blend. So this is how I want you guys to work. Really try to practice blending those colors so you still have, I still have that color distinction, but where they were next to each other, now it's a little bit softer edge. All right, so I'm just blending right along the edge. I'm covering up any white. We don't want to have white streaks where we didn't have pastel. Now, the other thing we talked about when we were using pastels before is we don't want to blow the chalk dust because it creates a mess and it can be a little bit annoying to neighbors. Now, see how I got some of that darker value here in my forehead? I can just take my blue and I can put some blue back on top of that to lighten it because my fingers were dirty, so it kind of mixed in. So if that happens, if you find that, oh, all my light color disappeared because I didn't clean my finger, you can come back in and put some lighter values back in there. Okay? Now, as tempting as it may be to blow that chalk dust, please don't do it. Once you get it all blended and you have your skin done with the chalk pastels or the oil pastels, then you can take your drawing and you're just very carefully going to shake that chalk dust off. Then you can get a rag and you can wipe your table down. So now I've laid in my foundational colors for my face. I think my lips need to be on the bottom, this nice dark purple. And on the top, I'm going to make them the blue color because the top lip is usually lighter value than the bottom lip. All right, now, chalk for my face. I think I am going to use a different color chalk, maybe this bright pink for my eyebrows. And then for my eyes, I think I'm just going to use that light blue for the color of my eyes. I already drew the pupil in with my black crayon. The white part, we want to leave white. You could even come back in with the white chalk and color more white if you need to. So now I can do my hair and the background. So I'm going to give you guys the choice of material to use in your hair. I like markers. I think it kind of makes a nice contrast between the pastels. So I might choose like yellow. Yellow complements purple quite nicely. So maybe I'll do yellow and orange and red because, again, hair has more than just one color. And so when I do the hair, you're going to just lay in strands of hair the way it grows. You could use crayons if you want. You could use oil pastels for the hair if you did chalk for your face. But we're just doing mixed media, so you guys can choose whatever material you want. And then in the background, you can just do some fun designs, maybe some textures, or maybe that's where I want to do some fun fluorescence. And maybe I'll just put some fun bright colors back here. Again, you guys can choose how you do your background and your hair, but we're going to do the face with one color family, either in chalk pastels or oil pastels. All right, make sure as you're coloring in your face, you have those value changes. Lighter values on those raised surfaces, blending them together and creating an emotion. All right, have fun finishing up your self-portraits, artists.